Welcome to Learn to Tank. Today I'm going to be breaking down the encounter Heroic Madness. It's a pretty long fight, so let's get started. The main four mechanics that you need to be aware of on the first phase are Impale, Bite, Corrupting Parasite, and Elementium Bolt. Let's start with Impale. Impale is the most important mechanic for the tanks on the first phase. It hits for 1.2 million damage, and you need both external and personal cooldowns to survive this. After getting hit by Impale, you gain a debuff that increases Impale damage taken by 100%. It has a 45-second duration, which means that tanks are only able to take one Impale for each platform. Putting down a cooldown rotation with your healers is really important. Make sure you're using some kind of item to track your external cooldowns so you know when you're missing them and be ready to call out for them. Any well-executed cooldown rotation can work for this fight. This is the one I use. I'm gonna put it down so you guys can use it as a guide. Feel free to switch that up if you need to. For the first Impale, I use Shield Wall, Dream, and Stay of Execution. Pretty good trinket. You should pick it up for this fight. After the first Impale, you're gonna need external cooldowns for every Impale coming after that, which is 2, 3, and 4. For the last platform, things get a little bit tricky because Elementium Bolt and Impale overlap. So you want to make sure that your cooldowns are going to be up a few seconds before this happens. Usually you can fix this by popping your cooldowns a little bit earlier on the third platform. Corrupting Parasite. Pretty simple mechanic. It targets a random raid member. Once the Corrupting Parasite detaches from that member, it does an explosion of 250k fire damage. It has a 10-yard radius, so make sure you're standing away from it at all times. The next mechanic is Hemorrhage. When this happens, Deathwind spawns Bloods. These Bloods need to be tanked. They put a stacking debuff called Regenerative Bite. Sometimes when these oozes are AoE down, not all of them die, and the tanks need to make sure that they swap the remaining Bloods to minimize stack damage. The last phase, pretty much is all about Elementum Terrors and Tetanus. Always make sure you save battle rests for this last phase, because your tanks most likely are gonna go down. Use your personals and external cooldowns. At this point you also get Dream back, so that's another cooldown that you can use. You can also have one of your paladins taunt the terror for a few seconds so you can reset your stacks. Just make sure you taunt it back before it gets to that person. It's a pretty long fight, so bring your A game and stay focused the entire time. After you get down the mechanics and you figure out a good cooldown rotation for Impale, the fight becomes pretty easy. It's pretty repetitive and simple. I would say boring too. Good luck with the encounter. Thanks for watching Learn to Tank. I want to make clear that this is not the only way to beat this encounter. I'm just showing you what gives me results. I'm gonna attach a link to my armory, my WoW progress, and my email so you guys can write me if you have any questions. Again, thanks for watching Learn to Tank, and keep it wet.